Alright, Sean, Katie, Sean. Bridgerton.
Yes. Do you remember what happened in the last episode?
Yeah.
Episode 1 of the second season.
Yeah,
sorry.
I do. But I'm reluctant to say anything because God knows I got my head torn off last time for having an opinion.
You were a bit, harsh.
I called a character a Karen. Alright? That's not harsh. And people were saying, someone commented saying, fancying having an opinion on a character in the first episode. Believe it or not, that's how stories work. You have to get an
I will
opinion.
say this is she's not like one character throughout this entire series. She does have a development.
That's the point of a show / book / film, isn't it? To go on a journey with the character, and your opinions change. It's like, so if I didn't like her in the first episode, it's up to this show's.
As long as you keep an open mind, then
yeah, which I do. I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first season. And I didn't think I would enjoy this at all, and I did enjoy it.
Well, I mean, you didn't particularly like Anthony in the first few episodes of the first season.
No, exactly. And then I do like him. Someone also said that I'm looking at it like a man. Don't know how else I'm supposed to look at it. Because, I am a man.
Well done.
So,
yeah.
I am going to look at it as I look at everything. Like a man. What was the other comment? Was there another comment?
I don't know.
I'm sure there was another comment that wasn't very happy with me for some ridiculous reason, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway.
What happened in the first episode?
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I can't remember at all.
So we got introduced to Kate.
Yeah, Kate and her little sister.
Do you remember her name?
Nope.
Edwina.
Edwina.
Sharma.
Really? Edwina?
Edwina Sharma.
Oh my word. That's a crutch already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anthony fancies Kate, but Edwina is the diamond?
The diamond of the season.
The diamond of the season. So he's chosen her because he's the most eligible bachelor. Mm-hmm. Now that Hastings is married to... Who's... I've forgotten. Daphne. So what?
Do you remember...
Who's the... Penelope was Whistledown.
Yeah, we discovered that in the end of the last episode. Last season, sorry.
Benedict is trying to be an artist. He slept with his host's wife, but it's okay because it was an orgy.
And her husband was sleeping with another man.
Yeah.
So it's a bit.
But like I said, it was an orgy.
Yeah,
Eloise is being very Eloise.
Well, she's officially debuted, hasn't she? She's now a part of the season, and she's getting bachelors left, right, and centre. Yeah. That she's trying to fend off.
I can't remember the rest.
Yeah.
Is Daphne pregnant?
Daphne had a son at the end of the first.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hold on, there was Miss Thompson. Marina
Thompson.
She
was in the first season.
But she's gone because she married her lover boy's brother?
Yeah.
Right.
Philip.
Again, crutch.
You remember what happened in this?
I remember... What's his name? Ben Miller got killed.
Yeah.
I wasn't very happy about that.
Yeah.
Man's a very national treasure, for God's sake. The Feathertons are in debt. But was there not someone who came and said that they were going to look after them?
Mm-hmm. Their cousin or something inherited the land.
Said he was going to come and look after them. And one of her daughters is fancying on another man over their shared fondness of cheese.
Mm-hmm. They're engaged to be married, aren't they?
Engaged to be married. Oh, I get to be all posh again.
Yeah, do you remember the characters' names?
No, wait, I remember Anthony, Benedict, A, B, C, D, Daphne.
Colin, you missed Colin. Who's the C?
Yeah, that's right, Colin.
The alphabet.
That's because he disappeared, didn't he? Went to the army. Went to be in the army. In the army? Or was he just travelling?
No, he's just travelling.
Right, so Colin, then Daphne, then Eloise, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Francesca.
See, I thought it was Francesca. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Gregory? Is it really?
Yes, it is.
And then it's the stupid one with the stupid name,
Hyacinth.
isn't it? Hyacinth, yeah. There's Kate and Edwina and Penelope, Marina. I don't need to care about Marina anymore.
No.
Simon? Is that his name?
Simon was Hastings, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll just call him Hastings.
Yeah.
Let's watch. This is episode 2. Off to the races. Oh, I like races. What races? What races are they going to? Is it York?
York.
York's
Come
on.
on, Sean. These are Londoners.
Oh yeah, that's right. That'll be Birmingham, won't it? Oh, it won't be Birmingham. It'll be stupid. Birmingham's probably.
We saw a bit of how Penelope does her work, doesn't she? How she has to kind of balance things. She has to try and do it without being seen and not being known.
I've got one of those.
Throat cut razor.
Cutthroat razor.
What did I say?
Throat cut razor.
Is he not something of a dandy? I would use the term gallant. Is that what you look for, Edwina?
A dandy? She can't marry a common dandy.
Miss Edwina Sharma.
Hold on, right? Did Julie Andrews just make a point of saying how Kate is a ridiculous thing that has to be conquered in order just to get to her, and I'm a bad guy?
Most marriages of the ton are in fact mere matters of business, my dear.
That was the thing I said last time.
It is the true love match that is quite rare.
Should we return your affection?
Yeah, but she still wants that for her sister. She wants a true love match for her sister.
Do try not to stumble on the starting line.
Yeah, like literally, she just said exactly what I said in the first episode, but I was a bad guy for saying it.
You're a bit harsh.
What? That's her character? Ugh! This series.
Am I to be kept to this threshold all day? I say we heed the young lady and wait with the grace our hostess affords us.
Thank you, Lord.
Bridgerton.
I'm afraid you are much too late, my lord. You now find yourself at the back of a very, very considerably long queue. Did I say something funny?
I believe you did.
What is funny, my lord, is you here now after not only what I overheard the other night,
What you overheard the other night went off your ears.
but also in addition to everything I've now read of you. Your dubious and libertine reputation goes before you.
Oh, fancy that. He's got a reputation.
End of the queue.
He's got a reputation. Tut tut.
Sean.
What? Am I being too satirical?
Not being satirical, you've been a bit
Sarcastic.
petty.
Well, you know.
I cannot think of any cleverer way to say this, but no.
Penelope is not exactly the philosophical treatise on the rights of the fair sex I was hoping for, but
Come now, I do not think Lady Whistledown has changed her entire style of writing since her last issue.
perhaps not. My brother.
Ah!
Not Colin!
Glad to see things have not changed.
Brother!
Brother, you set aside the latest family squabble and embraced me.
Oh.
Did not expect me to return so
Then-
soon, dear.
Well, I missed you all, I say.
You missed what? York.
He missed you all.
Oh.
And where, may I ask, is our intrepid Viscount?
He is back from courting already.
Colin, you returned. Even better. Family, would you like you all to ready yourselves for the races today? We will be attending, united as one.
No. That was a good welcome back, wasn't it?
I also hear he wishes to convert the morning room into his own personal gaming hell.
Huh? It's his money.
That looks splendid. I shall have to fill you in on all of my adventures one day. Now, ladies, run along and get dressed. We head to the royal races today.
The royal races.
Like I said, they are in London, Sean.
London.
It will be an intimate ceremony.
Everyone knows York is the races to go to.
Bride, if you can believe it.
How fortunate to have found such a well-versed teacher in Lord Lumley, then.
Many find poetry a flat medium, words read silently from a page. But I believe it is meant to be read aloud like music. Here, I carry a small
Oh God.
my favourites with
God.
me wherever I go.
I don't want to hear it.
Lady Danbury, I would be so honoured if you could facilitate a proper introduction. Bridgerton, Mr. Mondrich. It appears retirement suits you well.
If only he were retired.
Are you planning another foray into the ring, Mr. Mondridge?
Into business, in fact. I'm opening a
Do you remember who that is?
set to
That's his
rival
boxer-
even the select
boxer friend,
courts
isn't it?
on St. James's, if we are fortunate.
You do know
Well, a lady is allowed her hobbies, is she not? Thank you.
What? Why is she so interested in that?
Miss Dawson,
She's just trying to get out of the conversation.
Think?
For my studies, I find medicine particularly fascinating.
The hell?
Miss Edwina. Lumley.
How delightful to see you.
Lovely.
Allow me to introduce myself, Mr. Thomas Dawson.
Miss Edwina, I was hoping to call on you this morning.
My sister is well aware of everything.
But I promised my family I'd join you for breakfast. We're exceptionally close. Break our fast together quite regularly.
Allow me to fetch a lemonade.
That would be most agreeable. Thank you, my lord.
Far too easy.
Excuse me.
Easiest. Yeah, if she's the one caught, why is she the one answering all the questions?
She's trying to help her sister.
But she wants her sister to fall in love, so she is going to answer all of her questions for her instead of letting her answer. And
I didn't say she wasn't being overbearing. I was just saying she's
it's just
trying to
annoying.
help her.
But I'm a terrible person because I dislike her this early in the show.
Exploring the slopes of Mount Olympus, falconry with the Turks.
Quite exhilarating.
He went and saw the Turks. Lucky devil.
Well, I was never on my own, of course.
I see. You met someone.
But I finally found you.
You always do.
You've been back a matter of hours, yet you're already my way.
Oh, you.
The paper stock is the same texture as that of Whistledown.
Does not all paper feel the same?
Texture, weight, grain, the way the light seeps through when you hold it to the sky.
Christ, really? What has she got in her head?
It's a hat. They're at the races, Sean. People still wear these things today.
That is a hat.
Yes.
Not on about Penelope. Penelope's is quite becoming. What's hers?
It was the Viscount who insisted on refreshments. Perhaps he might go.
Is the race set to begin?
Which one is your pick?
Nectar. Well bred, highly trained, and well favoured.
Oh, that is a lovely horse.
Yes.
In order to properly assess its true potential.
Oh, it is suddenly feeling rather warm, sister, is it
Nectar
not?
is a prize steed.
Nectar ran well at Doncaster.
See, when every other character feels more awkward with her presence.
The track is soft and it is hot, meaning he will struggle to make headway, overheat and slow down during the final leg, giving High Flyer a much swifter, lighter, cooler horse victory.
I mean, she just schooled them on races.
Yeah, but she's doing that just to undermine him to Edwina.
Perhaps her mind can change. Perhaps so can the Viscount.
Ha! You conspiring old shrews.
They love it, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, just bloomin' snog and get on with it. Oh no, those two are going to end up together, aren't they?
Should be separated.
It's all in good spirit, you think?
Yes, I'm having such fun.
Oh God, bless him. Fifth Wayland.
I don't even think technically it's fifth Wayland. Because she obviously fancies him, obviously. And Edwina fancies him as well.
Do you remember the one?
Oh, my arm. I'll take you down to see him.
Excellent idea.
Oh.
Sharma, I must ask. He thought that you would judge me if you knew we were acquaintances, but I must assure you that my interest in you today was genuine.
Genuine in the sense you were sent here to distract me, also Lord Bridgerton could get closer to my sister.
Kate, it is dreadful. They are saying Nectar is to be sent to the knacker's yard.
We are leaving.
What?
Saw a loser. Sharma but never saw a winner.
Do you not...
I'm sorry everyone who might get upset about the things that I'm saying. I don't understand at what point I'm supposed to like her.
There's only the second episode.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
Second episode.
I hope... But people were making out as if I was horrible because I didn't like her in the first episode for this kind of behaviour.
This is not such a wise decision.
And to think we are all one family now, Lady Featherington.
Yes. What a delightful thought.
We must tell the new Lord Featherington. Where is the new Lord Featherington?
He is here somewhere.
So am I allowed to dislike her still, or?
Sean.
I enjoy being petty. Let me have my pettiness.
Stop.
He does have a pleasing smile.
That smile will be the last thing we see after he installs some beef-witted chit into our drawing room and ousts me out of my very own home. Let's see how pleasing you find it then.
Wasn't your home. It was Ben Miller's home.
He did not exactly have many choices.
Oh my god. I forgot about the Queen. Oh, look at her hair.
Your Majesty.
They are called zebra. Striped horses from Africa, in fact. 7 more arrive next week, though I can't think what to name them all. After 15 children, I seem to have run out of ideas.
It is the most spectacular menagerie, Your Majesty.
Indeed it is.
My sister aspires to learn from your illustrious example, Your Majesty. Your marriage, the wondrous love you share with the king.
I was not talking to you.
She shall receive it, should she know who to trust. Lady Danbury has been a steadfast guide for us this season, and my sister has me watching her as well.
And you may wish to spoil your own fun, Lady Danbury, but you shall not ruin mine. Let me show you where I house my elephant.
What? Right, she is the Queen.
She's a queen, Sean.
Every situation.
Ah, no, fencing. There's a sport I could get into.
Less talking, more fencing, brother.
I'm quite adept with the saber.
Don't even try and start with that.
Oh, pride.
There would have always been some obstinate father or meddlesome aunt into the picture. I shall certainly not let some sister, especially one younger than me, keep me from getting what it is I want. Who you want?
You spoiled brat.
Is this still a friendly match, or do we need to find some armor? That is what you do not understand, brother. And now it's time for me to secure my final victory for the day.
What a spoiled brat. See, folks, believe it or not, I can acknowledge another person's shortcomings.
This is a very real horse. I'd not recommend trying to climb inside.
Truly, this is all a game to you.
I'm not here to play games.
Then what was Mr. Dorset if not some deceitful prank?
You act as if I'm some kind of villain. When every other woman in London aspires for the kind of marriage I am offering, you must know that. You have been exceptionally clear about what it is you do and do not wish for. But has it ever occurred to you this might in fact be about what your sister wishes for instead?
Well said, actually. Well said. It might be a pompous brat, but he's right.
I adore it.
Oh gee, why should I like her?
Generous
Right. Imagine being
Come, Edwina, we must return inside.
2 people, and here's this lord who brings you a horse. I would even be like, okay, yeah, I'll marry you. Yeah, you know, fair enough.
I know, a horse is like a crazy gift, isn't it?
Yeah. And despite him being a pompous brat, he was exactly right in what he said.
Title, rank,
Ah, a nice decanter.
is welcome to be here.
No, Christmas present.
I must say, Mr. Mondrich, I'm quite overjoyed.
There is a lesson here for you somewhere, Anthony. I only hope that this time you will finally learn it. Come on.
Ouch.
That's every sibling's reaction when one of them's getting
Yeah, well said. Except all she was missing there was, "Don't you put your hands on your hips at me." That's what my mum would have said to me. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
This is the man who are making fools of himself this time.
Lady Danbury, what a G. If there's one character I've always liked, it's Lady Danbury.
But do not hold it against me.
Oh no.
In fact, the Viscount is your relation almost makes me think better of him.
Oh, thank God! All these dancing buffoons came, eh?
Imagine if you sat there and someone was dancing in front of you like that.
Oh, thank you. They're quite like yours as well.
I'm just gonna fall right into the Queen's trap.
I did not mean... I am being truthful. Featherington.
Oh no!
Pardon me.
Is she gonna tell?
Well, she didn't say anything suspicious, though, did she?
Well, not yet.
She's just been nice.
So, what will it be for you tonight? tonight. A song, a jig, some hidden hoop-rolling talent you've yet to share with the world.
I'm afraid I'm just a spectator.
Never lonely, I only assumed... Never mind.
God, yeah.
Someone hoop-rolling tonight.
You are right. After everything that happened with Miss Thompson, I realised I never truly knew this person at all.
Oh, is it going to be her? Is it not going to be her?
Yes.
Oh, you pillock!
I have you to thank. Your letters were so encouraging. You are Pen.
Oh, stop it so horrible. Oh my goodness.
How good to hear that.
Oh, friend zone.
The new lord is so very generous with his gifts. It's hard to keep up.
Oh, they backhanded her. Didn't they? Isn't that the wifey who was trying to get with the prince?
Yeah.
I'm in the midst of a conversation.
Outside, straight away.
I'm in the midst of a conversation. Would you say that?
Well, I don't think anyone would say that now.
Teach me.
You would just say the middle, wouldn't you?
Byron. They struck you much harder than I realised earlier.
But I thought this sort of thing was supposed to be your pleasure.
Poetry, yes. Byron, heavens no.
Is not everyone supposed to love Byron?
Many an IU at Cambridge thought my poetry far superior to his.
Does that mean yours is more or less deceitful?
Deceitful? Poetry's the opposite, brother. To look at her and feel inspiration. To delight in her beauty. So much so that all your defences crumble. That you would willingly take on any pain, any burden. To honour her being with your deeds and words. That is what the true poet describes.
You should apply yourself more often, Benedict. Write that down.
Oh, poor Benedict, a little sweetie.
I've got this guy again.
Ah.
Who is that again? Dorset. No, Lumley.
Lumley.
I can't. I generally can't imagine anything worse than sitting there and how people read poetry at me. I might do that for you. I might do that for your birthday. Invite 20 men to read your poetry.
Apologies, Viscount. You appear to be late again.
Would everyone like to hear it?
Like, that's what she wants. So is that not a good thing? Obviously, it's not him. It's Benedict's personality that he's got on the paper, isn't it?
It's his words, yeah.
Is she going to fancy Benedict? Oh, that would be nice.
What is it?
Or she falls in love with Benedict through him.
Yeah. He's obviously going to end up with Kate, isn't it? Isn't he?
You think?
Yeah.
Seem a bit clash a bit, don't they?
Oh. Oh no.
I may not be able to offer the display of passion that you truly deserve. But I assure you that when it comes to action and duty, I shall never be found lacking. And I hope that is what will speak louder than any pretty words ever can.
Fair play, boyo. Oh, he didn't. That's not in the performance, is it?
Huh?
He didn't do that first bit. Crumple it up, throw it in, pretend to have a change of heart, and then.
Cannot give you the love you deserve. Does that make him a bad man or an honest one?
Well done for standing up for yourself, lass. Well done. Get out of here, Karen.
Don't complain when people start commenting.
I'm gonna get so many people angry at me, aren't I? If having an opinion that
Does she
doesn't
not
match.
remind you of someone? Do you remember what Anthony was like in the last season with Daphne?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So why didn't people give me grief for not liking Anthony? Because I didn't like Anthony.
Because you
to
weren't
start
so
with.
petty with Anthony.
Because people weren't horrible to me about it. What happened?
She bumped into someone.
Oh, I thought it was like a giant trifle or something that he was going to drop us, you know, like the dessert ruined.
Some advice, Miss Sharma? When one is frustrated, it is often much wiser to focus upon satisfying one's own needs. Attempting to influence others as to the correct course of action, well, it is often a trying and irritating endeavor that only brings out the worst in us before we discover it has been fruitless all along.
I'm aware.
Well, bloody said.
Nice Lady Danbury. I do not need to hear it from you.
But I, for one, find it not only terribly disheartening, but also an offense against truth to hear you say you wish to be alone at a mere 6 and 20.
Perhaps you should not. I will
She's
be
the same age as me.
I will be content knowing my sister is taken care of.
Content.
Are you miserable, my lady?
I have earned the right to do whatever I please, whenever I please, and however I please to do it.
Come on, Danbury!
You are not me. And if you continue down this road, you most certainly never will be.
There are two things that lurk within the dark and shadowy places of our city. At least the elder Sharma's opinion on such a matter is certainly no secret at all.
Oh, come on. It's obvious those two are going to end up together. Kate and it's got to be, innit?
Well, you must keep an eye out. If the same mistake is in Whistledown's next issue, then we will know that the print shop is indeed hers.
But that's also going to... Is that not going to turn Eloise's suspicions on her? Because she already told one person and then suddenly it changes.
Well, but Elloise isn't 100% certain though, is she?
And you let her cave for a Stanhope press?
Miss Penelope. To be fair, one might call this author the biggest secret sharer of all. When even the most well-kept of secrets must eventually come to light.
Oh dear, I've missed watching Bridgerton. So before we go any further, people need to understand first and foremost that I'm enjoying watching the show. I enjoy the show, right? And considering that when we first started watching Bridgerton, I said it like a thing where I said it to you that I'll watch it because I'll probably not like it and we'll get views from it, right?
Yeah.
That was the plan. I've grown to like it. I do enjoy it. I watch it. I enjoy it. I get excited about things, I just can't get over this fascination with why people are so against me not liking Kate at this point. Is the idea not for her to be dislikable at this point?
Yeah.
So that it gets to the end of the
thing
series.
Is, for me, I will say I didn't particularly like her. I didn't particularly. It's not that I didn't like her. I felt frustrated with her. Like, she seemed like a nice person, she's really overbearing.
Yeah.
And can be quite controlling. In the same way Anthony was in the first season.
Yeah, exactly.
With Penelope. Yeah. With Daphne, sorry.
Yeah.
But then, I did eventually learn to like her.
I assume they're doing it on purpose, though. Because the most obvious thing here that's probably going to happen is Anthony and Kate end up together. Because he looked at his mother in Danbury there, and he looked at Kate, and it was like, right, okay, I can't do this. I can't be, I can't do blah, 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 blah. And she's probably the one who he's got most in common with out of the two of them. So
because Kate feels like it's her duty, doesn't she, to watch over a sister and to protect her in the same way Anthony felt like it was his duty to watch over.
So they're drawing the parallels between the two of them, so I'm assuming that's... Well, if you go back and watch our Bridgerton season 1 things, it's exactly the same thing. I started off not liking Anthony.
Yeah, he was a rake, as we call them.
Yeah, he was a rake. So I can't understand. Maybe it's because people know where the character's going, and I don't.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, they're saying that I should like her because they know what she's going to be like in episode 8, as opposed to me, who's only here at episode 2. And it's like, well, she's one of my favourite characters because yous have all gone on that journey with her, but I haven't yet. Yeah. I'm trying to be a bit more diplomatic,
Yeah, don't be so petty.
Because at this, I'm allowed my pettiness, leave me alone. At this point, the only character that I've really liked from the very beginning is Lady Danbury. Because she's not scared to tell anyone exactly what what she said to Kate there was spot on. Was absolutely perfectly said. Whoever that woman is, she's awesome. The rest of them are sort of okay, but
You like Violet Bridgerton?
Violet Bridgerton?
The mother.
Oh, her name's Violet. Is it?
I call her Violet.
How long has her name been Violet? I thought it was Lady.
I assume since she was born.
I thought it was Lady Bridgerton.
She was just born Lady.
No, I just thought that was her thing. You know, I don't mind it, but I don't mind it. I don't mind her. But she's slightly hypocritical as well, because she made a big point of Anthony sort of being overbearing and having a duty to finding Daphne the right match as opposed to the perfect match.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like all this. But now she's given Anthony grief for trying to essentially do his duty as well.
But I think the point she was making is that Anthony had kind of just had all these he just basically just was shouting his dislike for love and his he's against the idea. And so I don't think it was that she's kind of okay, what do you expect Kate to do when you've just said you don't care about love and you just want a wife, a trophy wife essentially that'll make you and your family look good.
Well, this goes back to that thing that was said. I don't know how much to particularly throat. Back in these days, that's what eldest sons would have been taught.
I mean, we said that, didn't we? And Lady Danbury said it, but the point from the mum's point of view is she wants her children to find love. She's encouraging them to find love. She's not saying, okay, you have to just go find the best wife possible. It's she wants them to fall in love.
But in this scenario, that's people saying you should like the character that's romantically probably not accurate to what women would have been like at this time. And instead being, as opposed to the realistic character who's probably someone like Lady Danbury, who's, she's lived her life, she's a very, very well respected woman, she's well read, she's intelligent, she's in good with the Queen. If she says something, you're like, right, okay, I'm listening to you. And while Lady Bridgerton is, she's older and she doesn't quite have the sort of standing that Lady Danbury seems to have. So it's kind of while she is his mother, he should, at this point, be quite easily going, well, listen, I'm the Lord, I'm going to do my duty, I'm going to find a wife, that's what you wanted me to do, I'm doing it. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't be so...
Yeah, but she's still his mother, she can still...
Yeah, but that's a sort of romanticised idea, that's modern day sensibilities being put into it, not modern day time. Oh.
Well, this...
Yeah. That's quite good.
Well, this show isn't obviously always going to be 100% accurate to the time.
No, I know, and I enjoy it not being. But don't have people say to me that I need to like these characters who are basically modern day characters put in an olden time thing. When there are people like Lady Danbury, Anthony, Benedict. Actually, the fact that he's been so secretive about his passion for the arts is probably sort of quite accurate as well for what someone would have been like. I like it. I like Benedict. Don't like Colin anymore because he bloody broke
he doesn't know.
Penelope's heart.
He doesn't know.
I don't mind Edwina because she stood up for herself. Good for her. Lumley. I mean, he's just a big sausage, isn't he? God help him.
As if you remember Lumley out of all of the characters.
Could have been in Lumley Castle. My biggest gripe with this, right? They went to the races and didn't go to York races. Everyone knows.
York races is north.
Everyone knows. If you're a foreigner who's not from the UK, right? York races is the one you go to. Don't
in your
believe.
opinion.
No, because I've been to both. Well, I say both. I've been to one in the south.
Is there only two?
There's only 2 racetracks in the UK. But York is just the north. The north's just better than the south. Despite what all the southerners all the moustache twirling southerners like to say, the north is better.
You're not allowed to complain about negative comments. I'm putting my foot down on this one.
I like negative comments. I like to wave at them as they pass by.
But anyway, so what do you think? What are your predictions? Where do you think it's going to go? Like characters, how they're going to develop?
Well, I think Kate's probably taken on most of what Danbury said, and frankly what Edwina's said. You know, she's got to let Edwina make her own decision. If she's so desperate for Edwina to pick a husband that she's going to love, she has to let Edwina pick the husband that she's going to love. Mm. You know, Anthony and Kate are most likely going to end up together, I'm assuming. You know, I'm thinking that the series will probably end with Eloise figuring out that Penelope is Whistledown.
Do you think?
Either her or the Queen. One of them's going to find it out.
The Queen? That'd be dangerous, wouldn't it, if the Queen found out.
Yeah. Which makes me think that Eloise is going to find out first and then sort of help almost Penelope sort of...
Oh, you think she's going to help her with the whole...
Yeah, help her sort of disguise herself a bit better.
Mm. But now you look at it though, like knowing that Penelope is Whistledown, do you not notice things about her and how she acts and
I suppose, yeah.
She's always kind of in the background, isn't she? She's always kind of eavesdropping.
I'll be honest, I haven't rewatched it. I haven't given it a second watch yet.
No, but just like when you think about like even now when she's at the ball, she's always kind of
makes her seem more intelligent. She always seemed of higher intelligence than the rest of our family. Yeah. But she seems a lot more intelligent knowing that she's Whistledown. Because it would take someone of quite great intelligence to hide this sort of level of fame that she's juggling at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, she saw what she was like, where she was like leaving balls early, going, dropping stuff off, going back, so she wasn't being seen, hiding all of the money she's making.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. That was us watching episode 2 of Bridgerton season 2. By all means, tell me down in the comments how I'm so wickedly evil and I don't understand the show and other predictable comments. I'm sorry I amuse myself so much, you know.
Yeah.
If I didn't, then no one else would.
Don't spoil it though.
Don't spoil it.
Bear in mind this is episode 2 of season 2.
Yes. And please understand that any form of media or storytelling, the point is to have an initial opinion of a character, go on the journey with the character, and have a finishing opinion of the character. Episode 2. Let me go on the journey with the character. Yeah? Like the video, subscribe, ding the bell, be notified when we upload. We upload every day. Anything else you want to say?
I'm glad you're enjoying it. This was the show I thought you would least enjoy out of all the ones I have like planned.
What are the ones you have planned?
I have a few.
That's worrying. I don't hate teen drama-y stuff. I just hate the cringy teen drama-y stuff. You know when it's like, what's the kind of thing like Grey's Anatomy, like the stuff like that that Nicole watches.
That's
but it's
not
just
teen drama.
That's the kind of thing that teenagers love watching. Because Nicole's got the tastes of a teenager. She has. She watches teenage stuff. But it's just stuff like that I don't like. You know, I like being sort of high society, high class.
Yeah. This is going to have a few seasons with this. They're already filming season 3.
Oh, good.
So there's going to be a few more of these.
Thank you for watching.
I need to know.